Hi Year 3, so this is our second lesson on callograms, which, as you'll remember from yesterday's lesson, are a type of shape poetry. Our English learning objective today is I can write a callogram poem including adjectives, and our history learning objective today, because we're going to be doing history and English combined today, is I understand the characteristics of a Spartan soldier. Now, what I'd actually like you to do first of all is watch the video about life in ancient Sparta, which was a city in Greece, if you haven't done already, first of all. So you might want to just pause this video and watch the video about Sparta and then come back to this video if you haven't done that already. Shape poems or callograms were invented by the ancient Greeks. We're just going to have a little look at a few callograms to remind ourselves what they're all about. So we've got one on the left hand side about a baby here. I'm about to have a baby sister, I can't wait to kiss her. Dad wants to name her Joan, that only makes Mum moan. If it were me, I'd name her Celeste, because for my little sister, she will only have the best. So that's one in the shape of a baby, and one in the middle in the shape of a house. This is a shape poem. It is about a house. As a shape poem, it forms the shape of a house. This is a little house, so it would be a little poem if it were a poem, but it's not, because a poet I'm not. And then finally, one about a tree. A tall, lonely oak tree, winds howl, leaves shake, acorns clatter down to the dry ground. So now that we know and we've remembered what a callogram is, we're going to think about what our callograms can be. So our callogram today is going to be about a Spartan soldier from ancient Greece, and we're going to be doing it in the shape of a Spartan soldier's helmet, because they've got quite a distinctive helmet. From watching that first video about Sparta, you should now know a bit more about life in Sparta and what it was like to be a Spartan soldier. They were really well known for how kind of ruthless and brave and determined they were in battles. We can see here some pictures of what they would have worn. We're going to look at that in a bit more detail now. Going into battle, a Spartan soldier, or a hoplite is another name for a Spartan soldier, would wear a large bronze helmet, you can see here, which has got a kind of a red fringe coming out of it. They'd wear a breastplate, which is some armour, ankle guards. They'd carry a round shield made of bronze and wood. You can see that shield there actually has the symbol of Sparta on it. That arrow shape is a symbol of Sparta. They'd have a long spear and sword. They're also known for having long hair and wearing their red cloaks, which you can see in one of those pictures there. Okay, it's important that we know what they look like as well as how they behaved, because we're going to describe that in our poem. And to help us describe in our poem our Spartan soldiers, we're going to be using adjectives. Let's just have a quick recap of what an adjective is. So they are describing words, but they're words that describe nouns. So nouns are names of people, places or things, and adjectives are words that describe people, places or things. If you need a little recap, there is a BBC video on the webpage too that you could watch. So as you can see here in red, I've come up with some adjectives that I thought we could use to describe a Spartan soldier. You might have fierce, brave, brutal, violent, aggressive, fearless, terrifying, ruthless, strong, muscly, courageous. You might be able to come up with some other good ones to add to that. It would probably be a good idea at this point to just note down some of those and some other good adjectives that you could think of, because that will help when you're writing your poem. I'd also like you to pause here and think of some adjectives to describe the different parts of their clothes and the weapons. So you might want to go back to the previous slide, look at the picture of the Spartan soldier in their clothes and think, how am I going to describe their clothing and their weapons? So, to write your poem, like we did yesterday, we're not going to draw it straight up into a callogram or a shape poem. We'll just write a poem in a normal way, and then we can write it up into our shape. So I've got a template here for you to use. As you can see, there are some blanks, and into those blanks I'd like you to add adjectives, occasionally nouns, to complete your poem. So I'm going to leave it to you to complete this, but just to start you off, you might start thinking, or maybe, so I've got the something something soldier. So soldiers are noun. So maybe we could put 3 adjectives in there actually to describe our Spartan soldier. So we might have the brave, ruthless, determined soldier. Stands tall and proud. And then you can come up again with some more adjectives and describes what they're carrying, describe what they're wearing, and how they are. Once you've written your poem and you're happy with your adjectives and your choice of nouns, then you're going to write up your poem into the shape of a Spartan soldier's helmet. Now I have got a sheet that you could print out of, which has got the outline of the helmet, or if you don't have a printer, or if you want to, you could actually sketch out, so draw out the shape of a Spartan soldier's helmet. I'd maybe go round the edge in black pen so you can see the edge clearly. And then don't colour anything in, just write up your poem I've written the inside of the helmet, and once you've written your whole poem into the inside of the helmet, then you could colour in the rest of it to make it look nice. Okay everyone, have fun with your poems today.